Welcome, everyone. Let's jump right into discussing that crucial idea of never giving up, with a strong emphasis on patience as the linchpin of success.
Yeah, it's fascinating how the idea unfolds, starting from the schools filled with untapped talents to the very real examples of stars like Hima Das, Nawazuddin Siddiqui, and even Kapil Sharma.
Exactly, it's like a treasure trove of potential in every classroom, right? There's a whole world of talent that just gets left to fade because, many lose their way without sticking to their natural gifts.
Absolutely. And then it points out the irony. Those very talents, when they become adults, seem to dissolve. The dancer who once shone, the actor whose brief moments went unrecognized.
Right, and that's where the message gets even more gripping. Many people, whether in sports, acting, or business, often transform their early passion into something entirely different because they lose what I'd call the fuel of patience.
Yeah, like in cricket, many kids join academies, but hardly any make it big because they shift away after encountering early setbacks. It's really a commentary on how patience molds real success.
And the article really emphasizes that it's not about the resources or background, it's that missing ingredient, patience. It's like, a quiet force that propels you when others might have already given up.
Right. But I gotta ask, don't you think sometimes it might be more than just patience? I mean, could it be that sometimes passion or even strategy plays a role too?
That's a fair point. While patience is highlighted as the primary factor, it's really intertwined with other qualities like resilience and strategic perseverance. But the core argument remains. Without that unwavering patience, even talent can disappear into thin air.
Yeah, it's like the article is insisting that impatience wins only short-term battles, which eventually lead to regrets, both in our careers and personal life.
Absolutely. Think about it. The article brings up those business failures too. So many entrepreneurs throw in the towel after early setbacks simply because they couldn't wait it out long enough to see their vision come to fruition.
That rings true. And there's that line about startups versus established businesses. It really draws out the vast difference between quick, impatient efforts and the slow, steady climb towards success.
Right, it's almost like a call to arms, isn't it? A call to let your inner potential simmer and evolve through consistent practice and a belief in your own journey.
Exactly. When it talks about films, it reminds me of Nawazuddin Siddiqui's journey, from that 5-second role to a lead actor, all while staying true to his passion.
And similarly, Kapil Sharma's story is another brilliant example. Rejected multiple times at the National School of Drama, yet he never gave up on his dream of making people laugh on the big stage.
And isn't it kind of humbling? These examples show us that every big success story is paved with countless instances where giving up alone would have been so much easier.
Exactly. It's like when you're in the middle of your day-to-day struggles, you might think, I can quit this. But if you hold on a bit longer with that persistence, eventually, things start clicking into place.
That clicking moment is so real. I also find it interesting how the article redefines patience. It's not about being slow, but about maintaining momentum, correct?
Right, exactly. It challenges our usual notion of patience. It's not just about waiting for something to happen, but actively working towards outcomes without compromising your actions or momentum.
So, in a way, patience is like the quiet engine behind all determination. It helps sustain your drive, even when the results are not immediately visible.
Exactly, that's a great analogy. And it really makes you reflect on how even in our personal relationships, rushing decisions often leads to regrets. Patience is a universal key factor.
Absolutely. Right. How many times have we heard about someone making fast, hasty choices that, in hindsight, could have been so much better if only taken with a bit more calm and thought?
Yeah, that's the beauty of this perspective. Whether in our professional or personal lives, true success is about patience and continuously taking the right actions. It's almost like preparing a cake. You need to allow it the proper time to rise, even if you're all hyped up for a quick finish.
Haha, exactly. A piece of cake on a plate. And it's funny how that analogy fits so well with the whole never giving up notion. Instead of slicing too soon, you wait for it to be perfectly baked.
Exactly. And it's not just about waiting passively, it's about active perseverance, like putting in your daily practice, refining your skills continuously, and keeping that inner fire alive.
Yep, so true. But I want to respectfully challenge a specific point here. Isn't there a risk that too much patience might lead to complacency? For instance, waiting around without adapting or seizing new opportunities?
That's a valid challenge, and I'd say it's all about balance. The article clearly distinguishes patience from passivity. It's about being patient while also staying committed to progress and constant improvement.
Yes, indeed. Right, so it's not like we're advocating for a stagnant mindset, but rather a dynamic one where you evolve steadily.
Exactly. It's more like setting your pace appropriately rather than dashing through at a risk of burnout, and that, in turn, leads to more sustainable, long-term success.
And that sustainability is crucial. In today's fast-paced world, the temptation is always to take a shortcut. But, shortcuts can sometimes lead to dead ends.
Yup, exactly. And that's why the message emphasizes never giving up, regardless of the number of failures early on. Every stumble should be viewed as an opportunity to learn rather than a sign to surrender.
Absolutely, learning from failure is key. It also makes you realize that every professional, regardless of their field, has had some form of hardship before arriving at the success we admire today.
Whether it's an athlete who faced countless rejections or a business person whose startups never took off at first, the common denominator is that they kept going. They stayed with it.
And that unwavering commitment is a lesson for all of us. Sometimes I wonder, in our journey, how many times we'd succeed if we just waited a little longer. If we had just, not given up so soon.
Right. And think about it. Patience doesn't mean being slow, it means keeping a strong and steady rhythm. It's like the conductor of an orchestra, ensuring every instrument plays in harmony, even if it takes time.
I love that analogy. Yeah. And it's a reminder that rushing through life doesn't let us savor our progress. Instead, every step of the journey adds up to that final masterpiece.
Exactly. Every misstep is just a note in the symphony of success. So the call to never give up is really a call to embrace these blemishes and learn steadily, staying patient and persistent.
It's inspiring, really. And it makes you take a moment to reflect on your own journey. Maybe even reevaluate where you might be giving up too early.
Absolutely. So whether you're chasing dreams in business, sports, the arts, or even in your personal life, remember that patience isn't a passive wait. It's an active, ongoing effort.
Right on. And that mindset, that blend of persistence and patience, might just be the most important takeaway for anyone striving for success.